Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to be back. It's been a few weeks since I last recorded, and I actually traveled back home from the US, so I'm now in Estonia. I quarantined for 2 weeks. I'm all good, no corona, and thankfully. And I'm back, and today I wanted to talk about a topic that I've actually received quite a lot of questions on. And without further ado, I'm just gonna get right into it. So basically, I was asked by quite a few people, why did I decide to, so to say, do everything on my own? Meaning, why did I really not go into therapy or like a treatment center for bulimia and other eating disorders? And yeah, that's the gist of it. I'm just gonna get right into it. It's been years now, so I had to think a little bit, why didn't I? But actually it's pretty simple. Why did I do it the way I did it? So first of all, I was obviously embarrassed for what I had been doing to myself once I realized it. So it wasn't really like something that I wanted to go out and tell everyone about. Also, I don't think it's something you should be like flaunting to the whole world unless you think you might help someone with it. And that's why I am doing this now, because now I'm much smarter and I feel better and I'm good. So basically, yeah, I was embarrassed at the time. Then I did actually go to therapy. I went to, so Tallinn, the city that I'm from, it offers 5 times free therapy sessions. It's not like eating disorder counseling, it's just like a counselor, and it's like a psychologist who you can go and talk to. So I heard about it and I decided, like, since it's free, like 5 sessions is for free, I might go and check it out. So I've never, before that I had only been to a sports psychologist, and I wasn't really sure what I was even going to talk about because I was a little skeptical about it and like a little bit scared that I might like get too into it, or it's the usual. And I'm very like, I'm not the type of person to just, I don't like to complain. Like, I feel bad for complaining, but because that was her job, I decided, okay, I'll go. And I had some support from people like go try. So I think I went for like 4 times. I don't exactly remember what I was talking to her about. She was very nice and I only have good memories from it. I do remember that every time I came out of the office, I went like for 4 weeks, so once a week. Every time I came out, she gave me like such new like thoughts and positive input. And I don't think our main topic was my eating disorder. We really like spoke about like the bigger picture and why things in my life are the way they are, on top of like the eating disorder and all of that. So she really shed some light on my issues, and also she made me realize even better that, okay, like what I'm doing is not wrong. Like I really, like I'm heading to the right direction. So I figured like, okay, well, she said it, so I'll just trust myself in this process. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to continue I didn't take the 5th free session. I just, I don't even remember really like Googling about like how to get over an eating disorder or anything. I was just like, I became very determined. And another reason was just a therapy, and those treatment centers in general, they're expensive. So obviously, like, I was living on my own, I had to pay rent. At the time, I was only starting at my job in my brand, so that wasn't paying like enough. So I was doing just the private lessons, and I really did not have money to spare on that. So I made like a financial plan, like where am I gonna spend, where I'm gonna save, and so from there on, it's just it was like I was my own therapist, basically. I was not really talking to anyone. And like I've mentioned before, I really like shut myself into my apartment. And what I did was that, let me just read because I wrote the stuff down. So my thinking was that I didn't think my situation was that bad, and I didn't really think that I would need to like enter a facility or go through that. I really believed that I can do it on myself. like by myself. And I think that was the main reason why I could, because I believed in it. And I was just another thing is that I'm not really, I didn't want to meet other people who have the same issues. Like now I don't mind it, because now I'm healthy and good and I feel confident about it. But back then I didn't want to meet anyone, because I've always been driven by people who inspire me, who are better than me, smarter, more successful. So I was like, I'm not going to go into any groups, because I don't want to talk about it with anyone. And I don't want to hear others struggle. I don't know how bad it sounds, but that was what I was thinking. I was focusing on good things. I was focusing on getting better. I wrote down all the good things that will happen to me if I'm healthy. Like, I'll be happier, and by then actually my relationship was over, so I was like, I'll find a new boyfriend and I'll be happy by myself till then. So I was really like empowering myself with like as many positive thoughts as possible. I make it sound really good now, but back then, even though I was telling myself those things, I was not happy. I was very very insecure about everything, but I never like lost my flame. So I was living in a city center, and I would only work out and do those things that I enjoyed. Like I didn't really go to the gym. I went on morning runs at my first ice rink that I ever started skating with, and every time I went there, I got like it was by the sea, it's called Linaheile, and I got like it was like a positive emotion. So I enjoyed doing that, but I never enjoyed going to the gym, so I didn't do it. And I was just like very determined that one way or the other, I'm gonna get healthy and I'm gonna see results. And by then I was already really tired about being the way I was. I was tired of being this insecure, unhappy person with an eating disorder who's just like not good at life. So I was just like, I'm leaving this behind. This is not me anymore. I'm gonna find new good people in my life. And that's how I met my now like one of my best friends. We went to the same class, and actually my school got much better. We went to the same class with this girl, so I introduced myself to her, and now we're really good friends. And she's very she's so motivating to me. And I really started, after a few months of sitting at home and just being with myself and my own thoughts, I started going out a little bit more to put myself in situations where I would meet more people who motivate me and inspire me. And then I was just like, I got even more and more hungry for those good emotions. And everything just started like snowballing from there in a good way. Like things really started getting better. I started seeing results. I was happier. I was enjoying my life. And those like, wow, what's the word? Like those moments when I would either go down the bad road again, they were really like spread out. Like the time between one purge to the other was getting bigger and bigger. And somehow I noticed like, oh, weeks, months. And then at one point I was just like, okay, I can manage. And now I've understood that actually like sometimes people do overeat, and sometimes it's okay. It's just about balance and really like not getting it into your head that you have to look a certain way or feel a certain way. And if something is out of balance, like everything falls apart. Like now I've kind of learned how to surf the waves, I guess. And I don't like, what I do want to say is, if I would have to go back in time, do it all over again, I would probably talk to an eating disorder psychologist, someone whose profession is to help these people. That's what I would probably do. I would do like a few sessions, and maybe that would help me get it done, maybe not faster, but just like I would have probably learned a little bit more. But otherwise, I don't think I would change much more, because I have really realized that everything I kept telling myself at that time, today, a few years later, it's gone true, and I can say that I'm happy and healthy, um, and I think that's the thing that counts. So I think this answers the question why I did it on my own. I just didn't know any other way. And let me just see if there's anything that I missed. No, not really. It's all these things are always in our head, and there's always a reason why these happen. They're not like, it's not like a really, it's not a conscious decision to start doing bad things to yourself, but it is a conscious decision not to do them. So that was the main thing that I learned from it, is to learn how to say yes to good things and just say no a little bit less, and really like control what goes on in my head, and filter what's important, what is not. And yeah, that's it. So that was basically it. I will be back in a week to talk about my experience on traveling during the corona. I had a full 18-hour trip from New York to Tallinn, Estonia, and I think I might be able to share some useful information on what the traveling is like now. And so I hope you keep coming back, and make sure you like and subscribe, and you can always comment or message me if you have any requests for videos. And I really wish you a great summer, and I hope you all stay healthy and happy, and Joe out. Bye.